Hello, Lobo fans. Welcome into your Lobo Coaches Show. It's our first basketball show for 2023-2024. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the head men's basketball coach at UNM, Coach Pitino. Richard Pitino, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Anytime you go into those tournaments and win 3 games in 4 days, you're excited. So to do that with the injuries that we had, we played really good basketball, and we're continuing to grow as a team.
Let's talk a little bit about what it was like getting this season kicked off with all the challenges that you faced through the preseason, especially not having your center even in the United States.
Yeah, we're not even close to a complete team. I thought last year we were kind of in mid-season form earlier because we'd had the whole summer together. This isn't me making excuses, so nobody tweet at me and all that nonsense. But reality was, House missed a lot of time. Obviously, he's missed four games or 5 games, and Nelly doesn't get here until the end of October. So those are 2 crucial pieces. We have 8 new players, so it just we really felt it at St. Mary's. One team looked like they'd been playing together for years. We did not. So it's going to progress every single game, But we've had some really good moments so far.
Coach mentioned the injuries. You've played 5 of your first 6 without your 2-time All-Mountain West point guard, and now fans see you play Pepperdine in Vegas the last day of the tournament without your 2-time All-Mountain West shooting guard, Jamal Mashburn Jr.
You don't normally offensively play the way that we played. We played phenomenal, 57% from the field, shared the ball very, very well, played for each other. We're certainly a better team when we have Mash and House. We know that. But I think it speaks to the depth. Every year, recruiting classes, as you build programs, the depth hopefully gets better. We weren't ready for Jalen House to be out last year. We were way more, the program was in a better shape to sustain 2 guys like Mash and House to be out and be able to win those games.
I think there was no doubt going into the year, it looked like the backcourt was going to be a strength of the team, especially with its depth. That depth has been tested, and they've really stepped up.
Sure, Washington was terrific last game versus Pepperdine, and not even from a scoring standpoint. I talk to them all the time about stuff the stat sheet with deflections, which we chart. True had 10, but rebounds, steals, things like that, assists, the non-point related thing. He's been really good from a backcourt standpoint. We've got decisions to make. We can't play everybody. It's a great problem to have. I mean, people say to me all the time, well, how are you going to keep everybody happy? Like, I don't wake up with the objective to keep everybody happy. That is not on the list of things to do. What the list of things to do is to try to win and win at a high level. Depth is great. It pushes these guys every day in practice to get better, especially in the modern world of not being able to yell and scream and punish as much, which is fine. They see, okay, if I don't do that, that guy's going to take my minutes, and in a healthy way, that's really, really good.
In the development of a roster in the transfer portal and NIL era, it's going to be a combination of transfers and freshmen. You've been able to do both.
Yeah, I don't want to get away from high school players. We signed 2 terrific players. Love them both. They're going to be great additions. Caden Jovan, I'm very excited about them. I'm also extremely excited about True and JT. You even look at Braden's technically a freshman, so is Q. We have to find a way, in my opinion, to be somewhat balanced. Now, there's more examples every single day of coaches understanding we don't have a lot of time anymore. We're up against the gun. So we're old school. I'm only 41, but we want to build a program and see these guys graduate and see them mature, but you have to have a balance of some older guys and some younger guys. But last game, we're sitting there starting 2 freshmen. We're starting a sophomore, Donovan Dent. So those freshmen and those young guys, they have to be given every reason to stay. You got to make sure you show them that, as well as continue to give them opportunities.
Well, speaking of freshmen, we have the 2-time Freshman of the Week in the Mountain West now in JT Toppin. What a revelation he's been.
It's been really good. I hate to say I told you so, but everybody that was coming to the gym this summer kept asking me, and I said, that guy's going to be really, really good. And what I love about him is it's never about I want to be the 4, I want to be the 3, 5, whatever. Like, there's no complaining. He just kind of does whatever you ask him to do. You don't have to run a lot of plays for him. He's terrific. Him and Donovan and ball screens are about as tough as it gets. And he's going to get better and better. He's just scratching the surface. But he's a guy we identified with, really liked him, followed him, and said, I think we got a steal there. So we're not surprised by it, and we just got to keep him humble. Not that he's arrogant, but just continue to work, and because there's a lot that's going to go on through the course of his career that he's going to have to, maneuver and figure out. But I think he's equipped for it.
The Lobos go 3-0 in the Bulldogs Classic in Vegas. We break down tape number 1 with the coach next. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the head men's basketball coach at New Mexico, Richard Pitino. I'm Robert Portnoy. And Coach Pitino, before we get into the highlights of the Lobo win over Toledo, it's 3 games in 4 days. You go into the tournament not completely certain about the availability of your point guard, Jalen House. What was the approach?
We had a really good idea that he wasn't going to play. I didn't want to tell our opponent he wasn't going to play. We've kind of circled this Wednesday coming up as the day for him to come back. He was put through some really good workouts, looked good. But we knew that he wasn't going to play last week. I think the locker room knew that. It's hard when you don't know, and everybody's kind of wondering what their role will be. I think you saw as the week went on, we were way more comfortable with him being out. So we'll target certainly this week to get him back.
Anything special with regards to the preparation physically for the guys, knowing that, you've got the grind of 3 games in 4 days?
Not really. I mean, we didn't shoot around game 2 and game 3. Rice and Pepperdine, we didn't do that just to rest them. We had a good short practice Thanksgiving Day. It's hard with those weeks because you go stir crazy in the hotel. Now, Vegas is a little bit different. Sometimes the hotel provides a whole different experience. But you got to get them out of the hotel, but give them their free time, give them their space so that they're fresh and ready to go for each game.
All right, they were fresh and ready to go for Game 1 in the Bulldogs Classic in Las Vegas. Let's get to the tape of the highlights of the Lobos and Toledo. A great battle, Coach.
Yeah, I was concerned about that team. That's a team that's won a lot of games over the last couple of years. They're older, they're tough. They were really, really good, and I thought that would be probably the most challenging of the 3 games. I mean, it was a physical war.
Just a great play there by Toppin, your freshman, to steal it and go coast to coast and lay it in. And what about Nelly getting more comfortable down on the block?
He's going to. Anyone that doesn't understand just the value of patience, I guess shame on them. He's going to get better and better. Love JT Toppin just chasing down these offensive rebounds, 1 or 2 dribbles at the most. But Nelly's going to get there. He's shown the ability to pass the ball, which has been very impressive in that high-low off of the misses that we always work on.
Yeah, there was exactly what you're talking about. Nelly to top and high to low. How about the backdoor cuts? They seem to be working great.
Yeah, a little double back cut play that we run. Baker is a really good passer. Mashburn sees true late, which is good. We work on these things a lot. I mean, you got to loosen up the defense the best that you can. This is a pretty impressive play to chase down that ball, finish at the rim.
You have some strength when you get to the rim. Dent, Washington, your guards, when they get to the rack, they can really finish.
It's the highest percentage shot. Dunk or a layup is the highest percentage shot. And you want to play at the next level. You got to make catch and shoot threes like True does right there, but you got to be able to finish at the rim.
How about JT finding True out of the post, the freshman with good vision too?
Really good. That's the biggest thing. We got to have a high number of assists, a lower number of turnovers. Although we put up 81 points per game last year, I didn't love our assists. I didn't love our balance. It's been way better at times this year.
Also way better, Donovan Dent's jump shot. Wow.
Yeah, I think he was shocked a little bit last year when teams played off him. And his confidence may have been rattled a little bit, where now he's way more equipped to that. And he's worked on it. I mean, it's no magic potion, just put in the work. And Mashburn certainly has done that as well. I mean, he came to me at Minnesota more of a set shooter, and now he's turned into a really good three-point shooter.
You guys get in transition. Do you feel like you ran the way that you wanted to in this tournament?
Absolutely. And we shared it. Those interior bounce passes are really, really good. So much of what we're doing is the bigs are running. And when Donovan Dent has the ball, I made this comment earlier, it's like Brady when he's in the pocket. everybody's trying to make themselves available because they know he's going to throw him the ball. He's a terrific passer.
And I think the unsung part of transition basketball, Coach, is finishing that defensive possession with the defensive rebound. And I know that was an emphasis for you going into this tournament, wasn't it?
We rebounded the ball very, very well. Toledo's a physical team. You can't run unless you rebound. And then getting out on the break, again, you talk about percentages, that's your best chances. There's that double back cut again, something we run a lot. Terrific out of the corner, terrific finish.
What was the thing that Toledo, in terms of what they did, caused you the most trouble?
They were tough at the rim offensively, and we needed to provide a little bit better resistance because they were throwing their body into you and being really, really physical. We rebounded the ball very, very well versus them. As I said before, like Toledo's a team that won 27 games last year. They had won, I believe, back-to-back league championships. A very, very consistent winning program, so it was a good win for us.
Yeah, 3 consecutive outright league regular season titles for Toledo. Lobos take them down, game 1 of the Ball Dogs Classic. The Lobos next get Rice. We'll look at that one after this timeout. We're back on the Lobo Coaches Show with head men's basketball coach at New Mexico, Richard Pitino. Let's get right into highlights of the Lobos' win over Rice in game 2 of the Ball Dogs Classic in Las Vegas.
Did a great job of being really, really disruptive this game defensively. Donovan and JT in these ball screens are really, really good. There's a throwback catch-and-shoot 3 we talk a lot about. Simple ball screen execution. Donovan makes difficult plays look very, very easy.
Over the course of this event, Jamal Baker Jr.'s shooting started to come around, Coach.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that with all these transfers is you're not going to be right where you need to be right away. It's going to be an adjustment period. Go out and play with great confidence, and it was great to see Jamal Baker do that.
And again, we're seeing your depth come to the fore here. You guys can score from a lot of different positions deep off of your bench.
Yeah, we've got good offensive firepower. We've just got to continue to play for each other. Great post feed from the top. We work on that every single day. In order to play the way that we want to, you've got to reward those big guys. And then Donovan's got to be able to hit that mid-range shot. And if not, those 2 bigs will be there to clean it up with a rebound.
That pass from the top of the arc there by Jamal Baker, you talked about what a great passer he had been in the preseason, Coach.
He's a terrific passer. He's got, I think, 16 assists to 2 turnovers. Great high-low look from the 2 bigs right there. And there's another just simple execution on a ball screen that Donovan makes look really, really easy.
You have to expect the ball when Donovan's on the floor, don't you, Coach?
You do, and it's fun to play with, because those guys know they're going to get those catch-and-shoot 3s, and it's infectious when you move the ball like that.
I love, you talk about paint touches, and I think a lot of us think of, throw it down on the block, but it's also dribble penetration, creating shots that way as well.
Yeah, you want to move the ball side to side, but you've got to penetrate the lane and get in there, and this is a great ball screen, duck in, seal. That doesn't happen without Nelly posting up right there.
How big a part of the offense is that skip pass that we just saw there over the top?
You got to shift the defense. That we call that the second side attack. You can't attack on the first side. You've got to be able to move them, and it's just simple. Just pass the ball.
I know you'd love to see this young man get going too, your transfer, Mustafa Amsil.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got a body of work. He's been able to do it. It's just continue to stay positive, continue to work in practice, and he'll break through.
This was a really patient move here by Nelly Jr. Joseph on the baseline.
Nelly's a good player. Nelly's been here for about a month, and we're certainly very, very patient with him. Good job, defense to offense. Quentin Webb, another guy similar to JT Toppin, never talks about anything, just plays hard every single day, whatever you need, coach, and it's just amazing how that works. Donovan does a great job of getting through the steal, but in the press, but a lot of that starts with pressure on the basketball.
Yeah, what did you think about the full court defense, Coach?
It's good. It's a work in progress, but it allows us to play a little bit more depth. Hard to do it in 3 days and 3 games in 4 days, but really good. There's that throwback 3 we keep talking about.
The jump shooting in this event, did you feel pretty good about what you saw?
Not bad. Got to continue to get better. 3-point line, we got to get more from there. And then the free throw line, we left a lot of points on the board there at the foul line. Especially
in the last game of this tournament at the foul line. But it is different when it's not House and Mashburn going to the line, isn't it, Coach?
It is. I mean, they're high volume, high percentage shooters. But I think you're seeing just when we share the ball, Golden State Warriors, nobody better at. They play with joy. Now they win, so it's when you win, you play with joy, but they share the basketball.
So you guys dominate Rice in Game 2 of this tournament. What did you most like about this performance, Coach?
Disruption defensively. Not fun to show the highlights of deflections, but I thought we did a great job of taking Rice. Rice analytically has really good offensive numbers. They played well versus Texas. They played well versus Harvard. And I just loved how we imposed our will right from the jump.
Maybe we'll mix in some more deflections for Coach. Okay, we come back on the other side. A Lobo victory in the finale of the tournament against Pepperdine. We're back for a final time on this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show with the head men's basketball coach at New Mexico, Richard Pitino. I'm Robert Portnoy. We'll break down a tape with Pepperdine here in just a minute, Coach, but I wanted to mention the back-to-back double-doubles for JT Toppin, your freshman. No Lobo freshman had ever done that.
Terrific player, works his butt off, never talks about it, just does it. And at the end of the day, he's very, very productive, and that really matters.
Donovan Dent with his first career double-double. We'll see points and assist double-doubles from Dent pretty frequently moving forward, I would imagine.
Take advantage of opportunity when guys get hurt. We don't want anyone to get hurt. We're not better because of it, but Donovan has taken advantage of the fact that Jalen House has only played in one game this year. Now he's got me making decisions. That's what it's all about. It's not about what you talk about. It's producing, and Donovan has certainly done that. And
that three-guard lineup, when everybody's healthy, could look pretty impressive, couldn't it?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're small at that lineup, so we've got to be scrappy, but it's as we said before, it's a good problem to have. Not everybody's going to be happy, but that's not the objective.
Okay, the Lobos looking to go 3-0 in Vegas. Pepperdine was the final foe in the Bulldogs Classic. What about this one, Coach?
Phenomenal offensively. Played for each other, moved the basketball, shot over, 57%. Missed a lot of passes, should have had more assists, and missed a bunch of free throws. We should have had over 100 points, but just played the right way, played for each other. You saw that carry over on defense. When I always tell the guys, the ball provides energy. We certainly did that. And again, everybody's making themselves available when Donovan has the ball because they know they're going to get a good look.
And a couple made threes in Game 2 of the tournament. It bleeds over, and now Jamal Baker Jr. hits 3 of them in this one, Coach.
Need him to do that. He made, 10 last year in a game. He's certainly very capable of it. Great pass there in transition. If you're going to tell the bigs to run, they've got to be fed from time to time. Really good job on a ball screen right here. Skip, perfect. Catch and shoot 3.
True Washington, the true freshman with the lefty 3 ball. Why was the offense so good in this game, Coach?
It was in the hands of the right playmaker, in Donovan Dent. And Donovan was surgical in the ball screens. And we were playing for each other. We didn't dribble a lot. We didn't take a lot of contested shots. We read the defense very, very well. Great things happen.
We saw Donovan jump into a passing lane and turn it into a dunk at the other end. How much is that anticipation on the wing pass and the overplay part of what you're doing, and do you have to be careful with that?
Yeah, you got to be careful with it, but you got to be aggressive. You can't be scared to make plays. Defense is about disrupting. Defense is about making the opponent uncomfortable. We did that.
Baker finishes with a reverse layup, and I know you love when you score off the baseline out of bounds.
Love it, yeah. They went zone, too, and just a simple play where JT flashed to the ball, made himself available. Good little play here, the kind of broken play that worked. Good finish at the rim.
Did you like that pass, and the player just needs to be looking for that, or is that one that...
No, it was a horrible pass, and somehow it worked. But sometimes it has to work. Nice finish down low.
Yeah. Love the post play right there.
Yep.
Don't see the turquoise on the road too often. I love this in a neutral site game.
We felt like nobody was watching. Administration wouldn't be able to give me crap because they were probably watching either. So I just decided to do it, and I love it. It's great. Fans can't email saying we came to the pit and didn't have it, so it's perfect.
This was quite the breakout performance for True Washington, too, your true freshman, as he has a double-double.
Yeah, another guy like Donovan took advantage of an injury, and get the start and played very, very well. Did a lot of good things.
I didn't think I would be seeing that type of shot. Now, it didn't go in, but it looked pretty good. But I love the way you're working on the offensive glass.
Yeah, don't encourage that shot. It didn't look good. We don't want the one dribble step back 3.
Okay.
But a great job of rebounding it. But that's a great pass right there. Got to turn to the other side. We call it one more. Really good pass right there.
That shot comes from watching a lot of NBA games, right, Coach?
No doubt, no doubt. Great pass off of we call it zoom. Nelly had 5 assists, which was terrific.
Yeah, he's an underrated passer from the post, isn't he?
He actually is a good passer. Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but does a good job there. Great job getting out on the break. You're seeing guys playing for each other. There's another one off that back cut.
And Nelly, again, a beautiful little pocket bounce pass.
Yeah, we work on it every day to kind of start practice.
This was fun.
Yeah, great play for Braden. You see the bench cheering him on. I mean, that's what being a team is all about. So happy for Braden there. Another one, same cut, throw over the top instead of a bounce pass. They'll cut harder if they get it. You know, that's the simple thing there. So terrific offensive game, high percentage, very, very efficient.
Very efficient. I love that final play. The ball gets deflected, your cutter sticks with it, and you get a bucket out of it.
It's like I said, I mean, if you want bigs to run, you got to feed them. You want guards to cut backdoor, you got to look for them. We were really, really connected that game.
Okay, so Lobos go 3-0 in the Bulldogs Classic in Las Vegas. Overall takeaways from the tournament and what you bring back home to Albuquerque.
We grew, you know, I mean, I told the guys we just got to find a way to be 5-1 after this tournament. Mission completed. Now we're back home for 3 at home, which is great, and we've got a very, very challenging week. So proud of the growth, because those tournaments are hard for everybody. Everybody's dealing with it. We're 3 games, 4 days, holidays, sitting in a hotel. It's very, very challenging, but our guys were fresh every single game.
Coach mentioned the homestand coming up. It starts with a 2-game week. You've got a Wednesday game, Louisiana Tech, and a Saturday game against the rival, New Mexico State.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech is the second best Ken Pom team we've played. They've got 2 all-conference players, a player of the year guys. So although New Mexico State's fun to talk about, our sole focus will be on Louisiana Tech because that is a very, very challenging game.
We get to talk about New Mexico State, and that is a big one, and you haven't played them in a while because of no contest with them last year. There'll be some emotion in the pit on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, my approach is always the same. It doesn't matter who we play. I understand our fans care about it. I understand their fan base cares about it. You know, so anytime we play at home, we want to win. And when you have New Mexico State, a terrific rivalry, a program that's won at a high level last couple of years, so we know it'll be a great challenge.
Coach, this has been great. Our first show. Great start to your season, 5-1. And let's hope it continues this week. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For Lobo head coach Richard Pitino, I'm Rob Portnoy. So long, everybody, and go Lobos.